I'm back with Chaz Bono, and we are talking about his transition from woman to man. As part of your transition, you've been on a lot of testosterone, which I remember in the documentary.
Right.
Like, it's...
Well, not a, like a normal amount.
What's a normal amount?
Well, actually, I mean, mine is a little higher than for my age because I'm, the procedure really gets you to go through a second puberty. So, like a teenage amount.
A teenage amount of testosterone?
Yeah.
Is it dangerous to put testosterone into your body?
I think if you're regulated by a doctor and your blood is checked often and everything, no, I feel pretty safe doing it. I mean, I'm at risk for things that men are at risk for now, and I'm not at risk for a lot of the things that I would have been at risk for if I had stayed a woman. Yes.
So you could get a heart attack.
Right.
The kind of heart attack a man would get.
Right, but like
prostate cancer.
No, of course not. But like osteoporosis, one of the treatments for it is testosterone. So now I don't have to worry about that at all.
You'll always walk upright.
Exactly.
I love
will.
But the testosterone, it's an interesting drug, testosterone,
it
because
is.
Women kind of lose their sex drive as they get older a little bit.
Of course.
But men don't because of the testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So did you then become very sexually more interested as a man? You did.
Yeah. I would say before my sex drive was, probably not so great. Medium to low, and so yeah, I did experience a big difference going on the testosterone.
And did your girlfriend appreciate that?
I think she did, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
I do. I think she did. I mean, I experienced sex a little bit differently than I did before.
Really? How?
It just feels, for me, a little bit more like a biological need versus an emotional thought or feeling.
Oh, it's that old thing that men just want to get laid. And they're not thinking about, like, all the attachment and all the damn foreplay that women put them through.
It's the... Jenny's a big cuddler,
She's a cuddler.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, now let's cuddle. I'm like, come on, I want to either, grab something, I'm hungry, or...
Let's eat or do it.
Yeah, I want to go to sleep or whatever. It's just...
How else have you changed as a man? Do you want the remote control more often?
No, that I was like that before. Most of the things haven't. I mean, people that are you more into sports now? No, I like them before. I'm slightly more gadget oriented now.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why.
You
but
like to hang out in hardware stores?
No, not those kind of gadgets. Like the new toys. Like when the latest,
the iPad?
Exactly comes out. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I really want the new toys.
And I was in the documentary. You get a little bit nasty-ish for a little period of time there. That was an interesting part of the documentary, I thought. You just were like turning and impatient and put the dinner on the table, just like like a macho guy.
We went through a difficult time, and you see it on there, and we were. Look, we went through a lot. I think I say it in the end of the film, but, Jenny was in grad school. I was transitioning. She was dealing with some alcohol issues. It was a lot all at once.
Yeah.
So we had some trying times, but we were able to, work through it, which was amazing.
I saw that in the movie, that you did work it out.
We did.
She's a strong girl in many ways.
She is,
Jenny. Yeah. You recently did an interview with David Letterman, and let's take a quick look at the clip from that interview.
Okay. I just never felt like a female.
Right. Is this connected to homosexuality, or
no, not at all.
Incidental to homosexuality?
It really is. I mean, there are transgender people who are straight, there are transgender people who are gay, bisexual, the whole thing. Right, so two separate issues.
Is it difficult to answer questions like that? They're very
No,
personal.
I actually, I mean, it was nice to do that actually with Dave, because, I think he asked questions that a lot of people think and really don't understand. So I felt like it was great to be able to break it down. It was like a real transgender 101 that I got to do with Dave, and that was good.
What do you think is the confusion that most people have?
I do. I think they confuse sexual orientation and gender identity.
It's two different things.
And it's two completely different things, and one really has nothing to do with the other. And so I think that's, and I think what can complicate it is people like me, I complicate it. I messed it up too. I thought, okay, I'm attracted to women, I must be a lesbian. And it took me many, many years to realize, no, it's not that I'm a lesbian, it's that I'm transgender.
That you're a man attracted to a woman.
That I'm a man attracted to a woman, exactly.
I say, that's what drives people crazy, that whole thing.
Yeah, so it is very confusing.
But your girlfriend is a lesbian.
My girlfriend's actually bisexual.
Okay, but she's attracted to women. Oh, lucky for her, she's attracted to both.
Exactly. Lucky for me, too.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
So physically, though, I mean, I don't want to go into too much of it because we've heard a lot about it. You had this, I guess you call it a mastectomies?
Well, you really call it a top surgery. I mean, that's what it's called in our world, kind of. And because it's not exactly a mastectomy, we're not taking stuff away because there's illness there.
Right.
So it's really, you're taking breast tissue away, but you're leaving stuff there to also turn it into a male-looking chest.
Yes, right, I see. And then, but you haven't had the other surgery, and you want to explain it to the transgender community,
well,
maybe.
No. What I was saying to you is, I want people to understand that this was, you know, I think for people who want to do that, I think it's a great thing.
This is the genitalia.
Exactly. And for some people, it's really important. For me, the most important thing was that, you know, I looked and felt male, and that when I interacted in the world, people would perceive me as I always felt. And so I personally am waiting for the technology to get a little bit better. But, you know, for guys who are happy with the way it is now, I think that's great. You know, I think that's really cool.
Well, they show a little of the surgery that, you know, in the documentary.
They do.
In that sort of a class that you went to.
Yeah, it was a lecture about from a plastic surgeon who does that.
It looked like it would be a rough surgery.
That's kind of how I feel. It's kind of a rough surgery, and so I'm hoping they'll, you know, if I wait a little bit longer, they'll, you know, have slightly better results, and that's just what I need personally.
Okay, all right. We'll be back with some more with Chaz. Stay there. America knew the only child of Sonny and Cher as Chastity, and whenever she appeared on her parents' variety series, she usually stole the show. Watch.
You got your choice now. You can be a good little angel, or you can be a naughty little devil. Now, don't... I want to be a naughty devil.
But after a lifetime of struggling with identity issues, Chastity acted on the realization that she was a man living in a woman's body and became Chaz. Chaz talks about that struggle in Transition, the story of how I became a man. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
I was just thinking about how your name, Chastity, lent itself so easily to Chaz.
It did, yeah. Well, and I never went by Chastity. I always hated that name.
Why?
Is the truth. Well, I felt like a guy, and I'm named Chastity. It's just, you know, it's just not what you want. So I was always Chas. With an S. And then so I just it was easy to make the transition into Chaz.
Yeah. It would be like my real name is Josephine. I could have been Joseph.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it.
So, but, you know, we're looking at that clip. You say you were around 3 years old. You have the most beautiful hair. Your hair is like spun gold. My God.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Not anymore. It got dark.
It got dark, yeah. Well.
But
unless you're Swedish, you're never going to keep
right,
that hair.
Exactly.
So, but even then, you're only about 3 years old there?
I'm guessing like 3, 4. That's like 2, and I think what we saw before, probably about 4.
And did you know something was off with you?
I don't really remember that time, to be honest. So I would say at about 5, yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
And what did it feel like? What sensation did you have at 5?
I felt like one of the boys. I mean, my friends were boys, and I was interested in the things that they were, and I didn't really, when I was younger, I didn't really get girls for the most part. I really didn't understand them. I didn't understand what made them tick or why they thought, you know, the things that they liked to play with was fun or any of that.
Right. Well, a lot of kids, girls, think that they're like that, and they're just tomboys, and then they kind of outgrow that and become girls and be girly girls.
Right.
But you did not.
No, clearly.
Yeah, you did not.
Yeah.
Clearly you did not.
Yeah.
And you write in the book that your dad treated you like a boy. I found that interesting, that Sonny, who's a big conservative.
Well, that was later in life.
Oh, he used to be a liberal when you were a kid?
Well, we never talked politics when I was little like that. But from like what my mom and my aunt said, yeah, I mean, I think at one point he was, some kind of, when they were in the 60s, like liaison or something with the Democratic Party.
Oh.
So, yeah, so I think he got more conservative as he got older.
As he got older and wanted to run for the mayor of Palm Springs, right? Maybe that's the ticket he could run on, too. You never know with politicians. But anyway, he had a nickname for you. What was that?
He started calling me Fred, actually.
Fred?
Yeah. And we got that. We were in Palm Springs. He always had a place in Palm Springs, and so we'd go up, on weekends all the time. And we were there, and there was this toy store called Uncle Don's that I always used to love to go to. And, they had, I don't remember if it was like mugs or pins or whatever with kids' names, a bunch of names.
Right.
And they never had my name, ever. So he said, well, let's pick another name. What do you like? And we're going around. I said, well, what about Fred? What do you think of Fred? I said, yeah, I like Fred. That's good. And then it stuck. So
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So do you think at that point, and I know that in your book you talk about how he was much more accepting of your lesbian period. And do you think that he knew something that others did not see, or was he just...
I don't think so. Again, we never got a chance to talk about this because he died before. But no, I think that for him, it was just, really easy. At that time, he was a single dad, and I spent a lot of time with him, and I was interested in the stuff that he was into. And
he liked that.
And he liked that.
He
And
didn't
I
have
wanted
a
to be
son.
like him. Exactly. He didn't have a son at that point, and
Right.
so it was easy, and it was fun, and he liked it.
Yeah, I said to you before on the other show that we did that you said at some point on the show, I want to grow up to be big and strong like my dad.
Yeah.
So
I always did.
Yeah.
I mean, I always, growing up, I adored my dad, and I always wanted to be like him.
Yeah, not like Cher.
No.
Why not?
Well, because I identified with him. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, I wanted to grow up to be a man, not a woman, so so I identified with him.
Mom was not really that supportive, was she, of this whole thing in the beginning?
I think
How about when you came out as a lesbian? How was she there?
an initial really bad reaction, which was partly due to the fact that everybody else knew and she didn't.
Oh, so she felt left out.
So she felt,
Not
I
that
think
you
she
were
felt
gay.
hurt. Her feelings were hurt. And she wasn't happy that I was gay. It was both. But a big part of it was that I think she felt foolish that, everybody else knew. So, but no, I mean, in fairness to her, it's the 1970s and she has a daughter. And she has probably all these fantasies of all the things we're going to do together. And I'm, not interested in any of it and don't, want to be anything like her.
Yeah. I have a friend who was a lesbian. She passed away recently. And her mother said to her, an Italian mother, she said to her, you're not the daughter I wanted. And she said to her mother, well, you're not the mother I wanted. They had that conversation.
Yeah. Well, luckily we haven't. So I'm glad of that.
But, yeah. I have notes here about, things that she said to you, that she told you you walked like a truck driver, and you dressed like a slob. She told you as a child.
Teenager.
Teenager.
Yeah, those were the fun teenage years.
A lot of mothers say that,
Of course.
You dress like a slob.
Right.
And they made a deal that Chaz could wear anything he wanted except for boys' shoes. What's up with that?
Boys' shoes threw her over the edge for some reason. I don't know why.
I guess, because women like Cher love shoes.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not, no, I was talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not like I was in, jeans, a T-shirt, and high heels.
No.
But, she liked me to...
You were dressing kind of butch then, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But she liked, I had to get the girl sneakers, not the boy sneakers.
I see.
I don't know why.
It was almost like, she was trying her best to
Yeah, I guess.
keep you as a girl, yeah. And it's funny, but Sonny was very supportive of you when you said you were, as I said before. But Cher wanted to kick you out of the house? Or did kick you out?
She did
kicked
kick
you
me
out of the
out,
house.
yeah.
How old were you then?
18.
You were 18. And
Yeah.
what were you supposed to do? Go find a hotel room?
I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Luckily, I moved in with her, and then, but it was a quick kick out of the house. I could have gone back after about a week, but I decided not to. But no, she freaked out for about a week, and then she called me up and apologized. And at that point, I was living here in New York, and she was in L.A. And she said, "Why don't you fly out and bring your girlfriend, and let's
So she
get
thought
over
it
this."
over.
Yes, definitely.
But it's ironic, isn't it, that she's such a gay icon, and that she would have any kind of trepidation with a gay child.
It's different when it's your kid.
I guess so. But I
Yeah.
mean, she's surrounded. She's got hairdressers and makeup artists and costumers who are
Yes.
probably all gay. It's fascinating. I mean, it's just an irony about Cher that I could dine out on for about 10 minutes. We have much more with Chaz.